Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're sat in Montgomery station. The last time it will look like this. After today, our little rework should hopefully smooth out the traffic around here, as it turns out we only needed one freight platform. And we'll also be adding an electrified line, which is, as was correctly guessed by one person, it is going to be an airport run, because we don't have any aircraft on the map. Whether we get that done today, I'm not sure. This is going to be the last video before the update. Possibly not the last Transport Fever video though. I'm hoping to get a look at the beta and make a video on it before the update goes live. So this will just be the last one as this series goes in this form. I'm hoping to do some cab rides for us, but with the new models, because cab rides are supposed to be looking a bit better from what I've seen of the images from Urban Games. Now, what else are we doing today? Naming trains. Yep, we've got 2 trains to name, and I've chosen 2, so we'll be doing that as well. But I do hope to get airports in and leave the map in a place that's got a bit of expansion to it, so you can download the map yourself and go from where I left off with something to do. But there's also enough going on so that you can just get on anything you like and take a ride, especially with the focus on the cab rides now with the update. So something to look forward to. Okay, you wise up. It's daunting. I'm going to say that. It's a little daunting. I would like to widen the tunnel though. It's been 2-track for ages, and now's probably a good time to do that. We have trains heading out of this station that we could separate so that it stays wide, heading to, what's that? Heading to the west, isn't it? Yeah, so it stays wide all the way through. It doesn't make much sense though, because our freight would just pass through this way. It would only make sense if our freight was stopping on this side. We've still got to cross. No, we don't have to cross over, do we? We're rebuilding the station, grand. Yeah, so no, it won't be a problem. It might be a problem for all of our current routes, who are going to get extremely confused. It's a shame to delete all of our hard work, but progress. Let's first get rid of the signals, and we'll get rid of the waypoints. We may need to move this though. That's almost a positive. No, do you know what? We might be able to get away with it. If we can do it within the confines of not moving too much stuff, that would be kind of cool. Right, let's delete all these tracks back to possibly the bridge. Yes, our trains are going to be a little bit upset with us. We have learned a few things together about building stations, that you can now have a gap between different sides of a station. You don't need to have a dedicated track. Our old track's going, finally. We'll take that back up to the tunnel. Well, there's no tunnel entrance now. Definitely not getting through there. There we go, we've got different sized platforms and everything, haven't we? Should we get in and start changing the layout? Let's delete this section. We only need one platform, so I guess the best platform for it would be in the middle somewhere. Well, I mean, we could have the passenger service on the other side, but I don't like that. We don't need these anymore, which is kind of lovely. I'm going to add us a second platform, or a second track, I should say. And we're going to use the first platform for our electrified trains. Right, so this one's our electric service. Then we've got to get rid of all of this platform because we need an extra track in there. That will be our, I'm going to say that's our local service. That's heading, yeah, that's heading up that way towards Palmdale. Then we have an island platform for that service, as well as the one heading up north to, I was going to say Athens, but technically it's not, is it? It's up to Chesapeake. So we've got a longer platform there for you. We may end the other one down here. I don't like the way it does the platforms here. It'd be nice if they spread the assets out when you made a double platform. But it would kind of make sense, wouldn't it, to have this like that. But yeah, it looks a bit rough with all the scenery on there. There are mods with blank platforms, which would be much better for this situation. But I wanted to make it look like it is a waiting area over here. I guess if we cover it with these coverings, it wouldn't look too terrible. It'd look more like it used to be a shed. But that kind of works. Yeah, and then we can continue that down that way. And we'll have this one go all the way down to the end like that, and then have this area uncovered. Now that doesn't look too bad. There's our new passenger layout. I love that. So then we've got our passenger track running through there. Now we're going to shift the freight across a little bit. That should all be for our passengers. We might need to move the tunnel entrance a little further so we can get across elegantly. We'll get rid of this. It should put it on that platform closest to the building. That's what I'm hoping, which is the stuff that's already on the platform here. Please put it over there. Oh, it won't, will it? It won't do it unless we make... Oh, it is. It was. Yeah, unless we make that an actual platform. Will it move it all across? Yes, it does. So we haven't lost any goodies. We'll have an extra bit of platform running down here for our freight. And we want it quite long, don't we? So now might be the time to extend this a touch so we don't have to worry about it. We're not going to share as much as I'd like to. We're not going to share that line either. We're going to stop on here because none of our freight trains reverse, only our passenger train. This outside line is where all the shenanigans happens. So now we can delete this back, and then that's our new through line, which means we need a new bridge. Oh, don't delete it all. Let's get rid of this station line. Oh no, if we're deleted... Oh, thank goodness for that. It put it down that end on purpose, I bet. Right, we'll have to redo the tunnel entrance because we want it nice and tidy going through here. And possibly have the entrance actually a little further back. Yes, I do like that idea. I'd like to push this just back a little bit further. So we've got more room for crossovers outside of the tunnel. And maybe a bit better signalling that way as well. And since we're widening the tunnel, yeah, in fact that's perfect because you got the ground heading up there. We might even be able to do it a little bit further. I love how you can see where I was painting before. So this isn't how we're heading across anymore, is it? It depends on the speed. We'll be drifting off that way. I mean, it's 81. That's not overly terrible, is it? 81 through there, except that wouldn't be it. It would be this one, wouldn't it? We'll be passing close to this platform again, heading this way. Except this track won't exist. Now we can draw off of the track closest to the cargo buildings there and get rid of these small segments. I do like this. It should give us a nice curve round the station. Let's put it in at that angle. It's 79. I don't mind it. The question is, is there enough room to slide round there? It's a bit tight, isn't it? I don't like it. I think we move this bridge. I think we move it across at that angle there So we don't dive in, we come out and then go back in. That'll be tidier, won't it? So from this point, ooh, let's put a harbour right there. It's scary that it digs a hole down to sea level. Also a useful tool to know how far sea level is away. I never thought about that. But anyway, if we go across into there, does it make a pleasant bridge? It kind of does. That's a little bit of a fluke. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't know really why you've got a collision there. There's plenty of room to put your feet down, sir. Let's give you better feet access. Maybe you can do it a little tidier. If we bring this out and across, we should have more of a footing now, shouldn't we? A little bit of official episode there. I just don't know how high we are. Well, I could bring up the contours, but I'd like just to see what this does. See, that works. That works quite nice. Ah, there we go. We got it. He got a little bit more feet room. I think we'll have the speed and everything. Yeah, 114 is absolutely fine. But remember, for passenger services, this is a terminus. For our freight services, it's through, but we're not having super fast freight on purpose. Even though it is kind of ridiculously fast. Yes, I like that. We've still got the grade down. And our freight would need to get back on before the bridge. Then, can you go across on the bridge like before? We might be able to do it, guys. Although it's made a mess of the bridge. Yeah, that's a mess, isn't it? There, we've got it. It's a bit close, but we've got it. It's a pretty quick crossover as well. It's not for our passenger service. It's not for our freight service. That one's going to be for our passengers. Which is this track, isn't it? No, that's the... Oh, yes, that's the northern service. It'll be this one here, but we can have it so that the northern service can potentially go through. So this needs to come back and join into whatever the furthest track's going to be, which would be that one for our passenger line. Like that. Perfect. This won't technically be used, but we can hook it up. And then that is where our freight leaves the line. Yeah, we don't need to widen the bridge. That's actually working quite well, isn't it? Oh, I love it. Yeah, you get across there quite nicely. In fact, that's a lot tidier than what it was before. So this is our through lines. We've got nothing coming off here, so we could have little sidings there perhaps. And that will be going all the way out and become... No, that shouldn't be the main line, should it? Nor should that. This should be the main line up here. So we'll continue this straight. We will need to do quite a bit of weeding as well. I like it. It's pretty nippy. It does 100 miles an hour, which is the fastest freight could go if we wanted to. And then that goes in up that end. Now, do we want to widen this tunnel? Is the question. Because we could keep our freight going, although that would be a real mess. That would be the passenger line heading back in. That would be the continuation of the freight line. And they can wait for each other off of the main line. Yes, then we can have the crossover that only needs to go one direction now. Under the tunnel. On the curve. It's beautiful. We do want to slow down anyway, don't we? And we've got signals under here, but we can get rid of one. There we go. We'll redo the signalling down there. Do we like that layout a little more? I mean, providing it works. It's going to get a little confused to start with. There we go. Lovely. Oh, that's so much smoother, isn't it? We just drift off like that. And then our steel and our plastics or oil continue that way. We'll need to reassign, I think, the passenger lines, terminals. You're not going on 1 and 2. You need to go on, is it 4? I think it's 4, isn't it? On the passenger line, yes. So the Eastern Corridor main line is now on 4. There we go. Palmdale to Montgomery is now on 3. Beautiful. Yeah, so they just branch off and get out the way. We even have a through section. Oh, yes, I like it. I like it a lot. That is perfect. We'll have our signal at the end of the platform here, even though that one is not going to be used. We should have them two-way, though. This one for the other passenger line should definitely be two-way. I hope we've got enough room in there. We've got room to send it back further, though. This is the passenger line heading back. This is going to be one way and re-entering the main line there. And this will be one way for that direction, and this will be one way for that direction. And then we've got a 3-head signal just before the bridge here, which is for all the things once you get past the bridge. Let's tidy up this side of the bridge, give it a bit of a footing. We never really did that anyway. Little bit more room either side of the track, then we'll smooth it off. Lots of official episode today, possibly. Depends if we get the airports in, then there will be. Oh yeah, that's a grade and a half down there, isn't it? I'm happy with the rework, guys. It just was easier than I was expecting. Or simpler. I wasn't really expecting it to go that way. I was expecting a little more fight, so I feel like I've done something wrong, but that should keep trains out the way of each other, shouldn't it? Which one would be the best widening? I feel like a through line up just past the station. So where this branches, yeah, do you know, this might work. It should be good for all trains because we've got we can change this, can't we? Let's try it, guys. Let's try it. We'd have to change these, but that's fine. I'm gonna toy with it. It's gonna be 4 track and then 3 and then 4 from this direction. It's gonna be all over the place, but I like it. Would it suit it? Well, it would, wouldn't it? Because it will keep the passenger line in the middle there. I do like this, yeah. Do we have a signal there? Yes, we do. We'll get rid of the signal just there. We'll send this all the way through. And then where we cross over is where this changes. Which will make 2 single tunnels, which I'm not keen on. But we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully, not too terrible. Boy, it slows down horribly, doesn't it? Maybe we need to bring this back further so it drifts off into another tunnel. Okay, now I'm convoluting things. If you go up there, yes, no, but don't snap to the other track. Oh, I know what we can do. I think this will keep it smoother. If we build an extra line there, an extra piece of track, and then not one up there, and then we snap to this one. Oh, come on. Come on. There it is. That should give us a 3 track, and then we drift this in, hopefully at a nice speed. Yeah. I'm liking it. And then this joins in back up here. We only slow to 98. That's kind of lovely. And then we get rid of the middle section. So it makes perfectly parallel tunnels, dual tunnels going in there. I don't like what it does with the with that though. So what we might do, as bizarre as this sounds, if we can get it to work, is have us a section like that that joins back in that we don't use. That's just there. Just so we can do something with this under the tunnel and just have a three track tunnel all the way. That's the plan anyway. This is going to be awful, isn't it? I'm determined, guys, to make this work. Don't connect in just yet. Reconnect this. It's only to make the tunnel look nice. That's all. I don't know why you're doing that. That's horrible. I feel like all I'm achieving now is uglier. 93's fine. Oh, okay. Do we have a solid tunnel now? I know. I could have just deleted the tunnel back, but I'm determined to get across here. Like so. And it not look terrible under the tunnel. There we go. It would be nice to have that, wouldn't it? I don't know what we've ended up with speed-wise, but we'll see. If we continue that off, that is very fast. What have we got then, guys, speed-wise? That rhymes. 93, 93, 94. Beautiful. I'll take it. That's barely a slowdown. And this, I don't know what we're doing with this. This could just do something bizarre that we never use, but it's there. Where it kind of does that. I don't know. You could park up an engine in the middle somewhere. Perhaps. It could be a switchback of sorts, couldn't it? Then you've got this signal, which would be a little different now. It'd be something like that, but mainly be heading through. Do I like it? Is it needless? I don't know. I'm going to say no because of the way the tunnel looks with the twin tunnels. It looks okay until this branches back off. And I would like it to look nice, which it is doing now. That gives us a chance to have something going across the top here, which we probably won't see. So I might end up deleting this back anyway. If we do, well, yeah, you might be able to see this signal. If we go like that one way, and we do that two-way, it'd have to be something like that though, which is hilarious. And there we go. Do I like it? I think it works, doesn't it? Because there will be no freight in the middle. It will be the passenger line only in the middle. Well, that gets over there quite nice, doesn't it? And at a decent speed. Do you know, I've surprised myself here. This is lovely. I've genuinely surprised myself on how smooth this is compared to what it was before. It's sort of what I had in mind. Yeah, no, I love this. I absolutely love it. We've got no other ground signals like... But this is technically only one route anyway. Okay. Let's see what you do there. Yeah, I knew you'd do that because we've got no end down here. Where is it? Yeah, we've got nothing going on that way. It's a bit of a change, isn't it? It's kind of nice. Now, the only train that's going to struggle is the one that goes through, which is Boxcar Joe. He's the only one that's going to have issues getting back. But the others should be able to get across here without getting in the way too much. So which way do we want to send it? We're going to have to redo these signals. It's just going to be a little more interesting. Should we run with? This one continues up to there. And then we need to get across from this point, don't we? Oh, it can't run from there, can it? It'll be, well, you're pulling away from the station here. Technically, we don't need that siding to interact with any of this. Since we are doing yard maneuvers, thinking about it, this through line could continue off. I know it's a little slow, but we do want them to sort of trundle through here, don't we? I'm wondering if we can't get across there. We might need to change where that is in order to do this. And we could, for those who are fans of double slip switches, maybe bring that through. And then we have a double slip switch just there. That would absolutely be a good place for a double slip switch for freight maneuvers, wouldn't it? Certainly would. And this is the scenery thing that I've been leaving there. So we can branch that through there. I like it. Yeah, because I don't think we're actually going to use this section anymore, but we're going to leave it in for historic reasons. And then we have our little siding, which is super slow. Where's the signal going to have to be, though? It would have to be back here. Do you know, I'm not sure what we're doing with this siding anymore. This is going to have to continue past and then go in like that. I mean, it does allow us to turn around, technically, in this section. And then reverse up in the real world. If we were shunting and stuff. Which means these signals, yeah, there'll be a couple of these, wouldn't they? Be one there. I'm going to put them two-way. We'd have one there. And we'd have a single one next to it. I'm hoping, anyway. Oh, you're not lining up, are you? They might not need to line up. I'm hoping you sit okay on that. You do. Yeah, there's plenty of room there. Bolt that right through, couldn't we? Perfect. There we go. So that's now all of that. We don't need that on there anymore. That's got its own signal there. We'll bring these up a little closer to this junction. But not too close, because we don't want them scraping along each other. Put you down that way. That's lovely. I know they're a little staggered, but why not? Now this should be fine, shouldn't it? Do we have a through freight train that doesn't go into the station? We do not. That is completely separated our passenger line, except for where we cross over, of course, which is a little less, isn't it? We're only crossing over the passenger line in one direction now. This one stays completely free of it. And then our freight is sharing these two lines with one with our passenger. We could take our freight off the passenger line, but given we're coming out of a terminus here, we're going to be picking up speed anyhow. And unless we could schedule it pulling into here exactly when it needs to for our passing trains, then it's not really required, is it? How are we looking? I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, that's pleasant. So, a little bit more blocking. And these should all be in the right place. One way. That's the outside track. This is the passenger line in the middle. We've got... we could put one here now, couldn't we? Technically, it wouldn't matter. What about up here? Well, now we could have them... It's a shame about that, it really is, but we don't have the required signals. But what we could have, possibly, is it a bit close? Well, yeah, this will be fine. We're going to have them run that way, just as blocking signals. One there, and then we'll put the other ones the other side. Let's get us this up to 4. That'll be sat just there. And then what we'll do is we'll just throw in a couple of releasing signals that are not really required, but we'll put them in anyway. There we go. I mean, they dictate which way the traffic's going, don't they? Let's get another huge structure across there. Do like me a gantry or two. See, now we can, I believe... Ooh, that's not where it should be. I think we can have releasing signals down here for whatever reason, just to get trains out of the... Oh, don't put it there. Just to get trains out of the platforms if it's two freight trains following each other down here. We're not getting in the way of the passenger line anyhow. And if it's a passenger train, it doesn't matter, does it? There'll never be anything behind it. So yes, this is perfect. There we go. But if there's two freight trains, they can start heading up there to the west sooner. Beautiful. Does that cover our bases? I think it does. Guys, we did a complete rework. Yeah, our signals are closer together as we slow down, which is absolutely perfect. And over this side, we are good. I think we're good to go. I know we've got some scenery issues here, but it kind of works, doesn't it, as scenery in and of itself. But we've got to do this. Let's do a little bit of tidying up through here. I would like gravel, I think, since we built a brand new station. And that is massive. Yeah, let's gravelify down here. Not there, though. I don't know what's going on there. Let's delete that back. Well, in fact, yes, we can delete that section. Not all of it. Just the bits where I've drawn back over the track there. There we go. Lovely. And then we'll do a bit of weeding. But I just want to get the sides of the track nice and tidy. And then we'll worry about weeding the centre bit. Because what we'll do is put some gravel down the centre. Okay, I think we've got it. Right, gravel down the centre. All through here. I like the mixture of dirt and gravel we've got near the station. So far, so good. It doesn't look like we're getting airports in today, but we've got the platform there. I did get a little carried away, didn't I? But I think a worthy build. Yeah, no grass there. Oh, you're hovering, aren't you? Not how that is supposed to be at all. Assets. Not 4. 3. There we go. There we go. Better. It's a good job I noticed that. Otherwise it would have been all floaty like. Are we good? We don't need a signal on here. No. It doesn't look too terrible, does it? We probably could use blocking in between, but no, I like this. This is not used, as we'll see there. And beautiful. Well, if we put a dwarf signal down in the tunnel that is one way, it'll never be accidentally used, will it? I want to put it before the point. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, this is never going to be used. That's never going to be this section here. These two signals are purely for a few more lights in the tunnel. Something to look at on our cab rides, which I'm looking forward to in the beta. And we might just be able to continue it. Who knows? Paint. Let's get you gravelified down there. And a little bit down the side here. Ah, that's better. Gives it a nicer edge. Yes. We'll leave a bit of grass in and a bit of strangeness going on there. We don't need perfection, do we? Are we good? I don't know what that is. They're leaving it. Right, and that is heading off. And then we'll go name some trains. We don't need it quick because it is a terminus. And it's going to have its own bridge and it's going to head off that way somewhere. But just so you get a rough idea of what's going on there. Everybody's going to do the platform shuffle very shortly. Let's just get the solid one. Get that tidied up down there. Our platforms don't look the prettiest, but that's what we're working with. I don't expect these to be very long. They're very city commuter-y type things. Lovely. Before we hit play, who we got in here? Train 11, no longer. Before we name him, I do want, I want to thank you in the comments, everybody. Honourable mention for Big Girl Gwen. I absolutely love that. Yeah. It's not who it's going to be though, but it is definitely an honourable mention. I love Big Girl Gwen. This is going to be by popular demand. There we have it. Big Boy Bill. Thank you guys. Very popular, that one. So we have a new name for Big Boy Ben's brother, Bill. Found Train 10. Who's going to get a new name? It is going to be Steely Dan. But there were quite a few names put forward that gave me a little smile, including John Henry and Wheels of Steel. I do like. Both of those are very good suggestions. And Metal Mickey. Who remembers Metal Mickey? So there we go, guys. Steely Dan it is. And thank you down in the comments as well. I think we can hit play now, and that'll be a fairly solid place to end that. We're going to have what is possibly the last cab ride in the game's current form. I'll be heading over to the beta and taking a look at that. I guess, we're going to have one more episode, guys. Peterbilts unlocked. We have to have them, don't we? We got Peterbilt and a new GM fishbowl and an aircraft. Oh, it's going to be the airport episode and trucking episode. So we'll be ending on Sunday, not today. Change of plans. I didn't expect that, if you hadn't guessed. Let's get on board one and then we'll discuss for a little bit what my plan is. I would like to go on a freight train that's heading through. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll be leaving anytime soon. No. Do we have one heading up the hill though? Passenger train. Passenger train. It's all passengers. Do we have a freight train heading through? I mean, Boxcar Joe would be ideal, but I think we might need another Boxcar Joe at some point. There's Big Boy Ben. You've got a brother now. I mean, you've always had a brother. He's just got a name. I'll find us one. I have found us a cab ride candidate. We've got one of our early mixed goods trains heading up to Montgomery, where we're stopping our new station. It's almost perfect. I'll leave the cab ride going until we get there. We'll also see how we deal with the steel station, the Palmdale steel station, and see if that's a little smoother. But yes, it looks like we're going to be having one more episode in its current form, the game's current form, unless I try the beta and it's okay. I mean, I've got to switch at some point, right? So it would be nice to have a new cab ride with all the fancies going on. We would have to try and find one of our vehicles. Well, I think the big boys, or we could go in a bus or a car or anything like that. Any of the vehicles on the map that have the new interiors and windows. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? A little bit of a change. Yeah, sure. I will try for us to get the beta working with this map. If not, I'll go back. I won't save over it and break the save. We'll do a last episode in it, and then I'll go toy with the beta, and we'll finally switch over to that and start planning for the future. Lots more Transport Fever 2 to come. Guys, thank you for watching. I enjoyed that one. We're going to have airports next time out, and Peterbilts. And until then, take care.